So welcome back to my channel. This is Gamer Dom. Really excited to see, personally I think one of the best tanks in the game, certainly tier for tier, the tier 6 Russian medium tank, the Rudy, is on sale at the moment. It's been sold a few times, so it's not uncommon, and it is well recognised, I think, as one of the better premiums available. And as I say, personally, I think it's if people ask me what's your favourite tank, what's your best tank in the game, I think the Rudy's up there. It's certainly in my top 5, that's for sure. Absolutely fantastic medium tank, really good. I love the T34-85, of which this is basically a version of, and when I got the Rudy, it just knocked socks off the T34-85, so much so in the end I got rid of that one and just kept the Rudy, much like I did with the Cromwell B and the Cromwell. Kept the Cromwell B and got rid of the Cromwell normal. So what do you get with the Rudy? Well, let's have a look at the package first of all. It's available for basically until early next week on the EU server anyway, but as I say, it comes around fairly regularly, so keep an eye out if you miss it this time round. You get the Rudy itself, you get 100% crew already with the Brothers in Arms. So they already have Brothers in Arms, which is a huge benefit. Gives them, wrong one. There we go. It gives you, basically, it's like having combat rations and so forth on your crew already, without having to spend the money or the slots to get it. So I have combat rations here, that gives me 10%, so then I get another 10% for the Brothers in Arms, so 20% extra crew ability. It comes with a garage slot, 1,650 gold for a very reasonable, I think, £15 or 55 pence, or €19.99, so just shy of 20 euros. I don't believe you can get it any other way, it only ever comes in the package. But for £15, if you're in the business of buying a tank, this would be one I would thoroughly recommend. So I'm usually very loath to recommend any kind of tank, because it does depend very much on your playstyle and what sort of vehicles you like, to whether things are worthwhile. But personally, I think this is a monster tank. Okay, enough drooling. So what about this thing? Well, it's called the Rudy. It is a T34-85, basically souped up. It's based on a Polish television series, I believe. So that's where the Rudy comes from. You can see it's decked out as a Polish tank. It's got the Polish emblem on there. It says Rudy. It's got handprints on the barrel. And the other feature, which of course I haven't mentioned yet, but also makes it absolutely worthwhile, it only comes with a 5-man crew and a dog. So the dog, who can't be moved out the tank, he stays in the tank even if the crew move on, is part of the crew, because the TV series that this came from is called, I think it's 4 Men and a Dog, or something like that. Hang on, let me just find it. Yeah, 4 tank men and a dog. And so the dog is there. And the dog serves no purpose at all. He takes up the slot that would have been the radio man, I guess. But that's actually quite useful, because all the higher tier Russian tanks, medium tanks, only have 4-man crews. So this becomes a really good trainer with the dog in the way. So otherwise you'd have to have a radio man that just sits there in the Rudy doing nothing much else. You can see I've got my T54 crew in here, so I can train them in here. Well, in fact, they were originally the Rudy crew. I then trained them into something else and then used them to train in the Rudy, and now they've moved on to the T54, which is a 4-man crew. So it's perfect, absolutely perfect. The other nice feature about the dog is that when you have 6th sense and you get spotted, the dog barks. I mean, what's not to like about that, huh? Oh well, let's have a quick look at all this. So 720 hit points is pretty reasonable. It weighs just shy of 33 tons, sorry. Has an engine power of 500 horsepower and a top speed of 54. and a traverse speed of 42. It's very, very mobile. It's a lovely mobile tank. It's actually slightly more mobile than the regular T34-85. It has better ground resistance and better mobility all round. So, which is weird, being it's a premium, and premium's usually worse. This is not. It has armor is, it's a bit like the normal T34. It's really, you may get lucky, you may not, but you can't really count too much on it. Your hull armor is pretty pants. It's 45 all front and side, and 40 at the rear. It is very well angled, however, very well angled. But really, you don't want to get hit by anything in the hull if you can really avoid it. Its turret armor at the front is 90, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Although this cupola is very prominent and very easy to be penetrated. Side of the turret is 75 and 52 at the rear. So if you can get this hull down, it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. Remember, it is only a tier 6 tank, so it carries the 85mm gun. It let me just double check. I think it's pretty much identical to the one that you get in the T34. Where's the T34? There he is. Not the. So the Rudy's gun is slightly slower, has better penetration, better damage, better dispersion, better aim time. So it's better. So the T34 has better rate of fire, but every other category the Rudy is better. So 10 rounds a minute, 144 penetration, which is pretty good for a tier 6 gun, 194 with APCR and 44 with HE. 180 average damage with both the average and the normal and the premium round, and 300 with the HE. 0.37 dispersion, which is pretty good. Aim time is a little lackluster at 2.2, but is usable. So the gun's pretty good. The gun is pretty good. What else to say of this tank? Oh, view range. So it has a base range of 365, which again is slightly better than the T34-85 regular one. Still Russian, so it's not fantastic, but with decent crew you can up that view range quite reasonably. Okay, so let's take the Rudy out. This was a game that I had with, well, he's a very cheeky boy because he's changed his name from Turbo Tank 87 to Turbo Cheeky Nando's. Anyway, whatever. And Panzer Penguin. So me and Cheeky are in the Rudy, and Panzer is in the regular T34-85. So it's a good comparison, really. So we are here on Steps. It is a tier 7 game. Fairly even matchup, actually. I quite like the look of this. So it's an encounter game. We're rushing over towards the open flank. Near towards the cap, because I think that's the chance you have of using the mobility and getting into a good position in these sort of fastish mediums. Got E25 ahead of us, who should spot most things that we see, except he seems to have just camped a bush. Oh well, never mind. Skoda T25 with the autoloader just flashing past. So I'm going to come up here and sort of position myself on the corner here, because if you're lucky and with good view range, and I have got good view range in this tank, you can generally spot enemy tanks as they sort of head down the B line in towards that dip and work their way around to the base. I didn't see anything, so I pushed forward a bit further than I was planning to, and yeah, it's not ideal. So there's a KV-85, nice shot straight through the turret. See, the gun has some penetration. It's actually a pretty good gun, but it's got no gun depression, so that move isn't going to work. So I try to work my way around. There's plenty of tanks sitting back there. Can I get a shot through his turret? This time I bounce off the top of it, but That's better. I can get one through. Oh, what happened there? I bounced his shot. My gun just didn't reload in time, so I went for the KV-1 Sport instead. Put another one through his turret. Ooh, yes, and you see the rate of fire's not too bad. Oh, I wafted that shot. That was poor. And the Churchill's giving me a bit of a hard time. So, can't hit that KV-85's turret. The first shot was a beauty. Missed everything since. Oh, that one went straight through the driver's or the commander's hatch probably, because that's what he's showing me. Another one missed. I'm on pretty low health now, so but I'm also worried about all those tanks coming around behind us. So I'm leaving the guys to try and head off and try and deal with some of these tanks coming across the field. There's a T34 who should be easy enough to finish off. There we go. Just pop up a bit more, bang. Another shot should finish him. That's it. Now I can go for the SU down there because he's quite a threat. Conveniently stops right in front of me, which is rather nice. And then he disappears, of course he does. Right, the IS, a bit more tricky proposition because he's quite well angled to me, and that was a poor shot. I was actually not really sure what I was trying to do there, but whatever it was, it didn't work. So I'm worried also about that SU because he could now have a shot on me. So I'm going to play a bit of peekaboo with the IS. Remember, we're just really trying to hold up the cap because our guys seem very determined to. Oh, that shot should have gone through him. Should have gone through that frontal armour. But with this guy, just doesn't know whether shit or bust. But in the end, he decides to shit on me, which was a bit of a shame because I was having a reasonable game there. So I did 1,000 damage. You see, in pretty quick order, I did over 1,000 damage. In a tier 6 is not bad at all. We're going to cap out, unfortunately. It looks like two guys who are determined to stay in the cap, whatever happens, and don't worry about the extra credits. Panzer Penguin, what a great name, managed to finish off the IS, which was nice. Get some revenge from me, and it's 3 seconds left. 2, 1, gone. So Turbo gets the last shot in, so that's game over. GG. As I said, it wasn't particularly spectacular. It was third class mastery and fire for effect. I probably should have, rather than going against the IS head to head, I probably should have used the mobility and got around the flank, but it was quite tricky because there were still enemy tanks streaming across the field, and any of them could have had me. As it was, I slowed him up, made sure that the cap was safe, probably too safe because they capped out, which is a shame. So our platoon did pretty well. Penguin came top with 1,600 damage. See, the 34-85 is way better than the Rudy. Not really. I did 1,300 damage and Cheeky Boy did 700. In terms of statistics, 18 shots fired, 11 hitting, 8 penetrations, 1,357 damage. We actually blocked a couple of shots, so that's good. Well, certainly one anyway. That KV-85 hit us on the turret and it bounced. 40,000 credits. Now, 40,000 credits with premium. Now I do run with combat rations, so that is quite expensive. And I also fired some premium, but I still made 25,500 credits. Excuse me, 25,500 credits, which is pretty good for a tier 6 premium tank. Experience wise, with ×2 and the bonus for being a premium, we made just over 2,000 experience for my crew, so that's all good. So that's the T34 crew I've got in this tank. So that was alright. Let's have another look at another game. So matchmaking isn't as generous in this second game. This time it's a tier 8 game. We're on Melanovka. We look to have the better team, which is good. It's another encounter. So I'm going to head down in sort of the area that the TDs normally work. I think with a medium, so I think with a medium, unless you're a medium with a lot of armour, early doors, you're better off just sort of using yourself as a sort of, in my view anyway, as a sort of glorified scout. So get out, spot some targets, take some shots if you can, but try and reserve your hit points for later in the game, because that's when you're going to need them. That's when you can be truly effective and use that mobility. If you go and brawl like a heavy, you're going to get owned. You're not a heavy. You're not a true medium either, so you just got to be a little bit circumspect at the beginning of the game. So I've taken my time, moved up to this bush here. You can see my view range is pretty good on the map. I can see out to that blue line. There's a T43. Fired one shot and immediately pulled back because I knew I was going to be spotted, and sure enough I was. Turn to the right there, just because any shots from the hill are then likely to hit the front of your turret, or at least the front of your bodywork. So that's what I tried to do. Can't get any shots on those guys on the hill, so I'm popping back up again. I'm trying to be careful and go to a different area. Oh, and there's a Cromwell B running across the field. Why is he doing that? That's a brave thing to do. Or stupid. Missed the shot though, which is disappointing. It's got spotted again, and I bounced a shell from the SU-100M1, which is pretty darn lucky because he's got a, well, I don't know whether he's got the top gun, but if he has, that was a big arse shell that should have done a serious amount of damage on my turret, but he didn't. He bounced. And they're actually, the enemy have got we've got SU-152 and the SU-100M1 up there somewhere, so that's not so good. Still can't get any side shots. The Cromwell's still in the cap, but he's a one-shot kill to pretty much everything. I'm still trying to keep an eye on what's going on in that sort of well, E7-8 area. There's the T37, but I missed my chance to have a shot at him, which is a little bit concerning. Mind you, if I had done, I would have attracted all kinds of fire. And you can see I moved back to a different bush this time. Oh, there was a T29. I'm fixated by T60s. T59. Oh, and there's a nice juicy target. Can we get a shot? And I got lucky there, because just at the moment when my shell hit him, he turned a little bit more, so he was flat onto me. So, and that was a good snapshot. You can see this gun is pretty good. It's really good. Oh yes, and we got the T29, picked up the kill there. So team's kind of cruising it really at the moment. 6-1. I mean, it can still change, but you know, 6-1 is a good start. We've done 700 damage. Going to push up a little bit further. I'm pretty confident that both the T43 and the T37 have pulled back a bit. So still can't get, can get a shot on that T29, but that shot just went so south, it was ridiculous. Now I've got an outline again. Can I get a shot on him? And oh, beauty. I thought that was going to hit the side of his turret, but well, I think it probably did, but somehow it penned. I wasn't expecting to actually pen. There's our friend in the SU who hit me right at the beginning, but I've been spotted by somebody, I'm not sure who. I'll take a blind shot, but that'll be, you know, blind luck to hit it from here. So the T43's gone and the SU's hit me, which is really annoying. Now he can't be using the big gun because he only did only 260 damage. The big gun on that thing will do, I can't remember, but a lot more than 260. So I'm decided that I don't want to sit there and just wait to be shot again. So I'm pushing up a little bit through the middle, using these buildings as cover, hopefully, for anything that's on the edge of the hill, and at the same time trying to get some shots on anything that I can flank shot, because I'll never penetrate the Ferdinand from the front, but if I can get a side shot on him or a rear shot, then I'm in business. So I'm going to push up. Oh, there's the SU. Come on, down you come. And he obliges beautifully, so that's a cheap kill. All of 8 hit points. There's a Sturmer Mill. Didn't manage to loop the shot on him, which is disappointing. So the game's won. It's 12-5. They've only got 3 tanks left. There's that Ferdy, and the rest of them are up on the top of the hill. So I'm going to try and just sort of use the mobility. You can see it gets going pretty quickly. We're already doing 45 or whatever. I'm going to whiz round. I was originally going to go straight up behind the Verdi, but I saw how many of our tanks are sort of clustering around him that I thought, this is silly. Let's get a head start on the guys on the hill. So that's what I did. I'm still looking for that shot. So there's a T29, which is a really tough proposition because he'll be hull down to me, and the turret on those things is just inhuman. But I can also try and light them up for my team and also for our friendly artillery. So we've found him, and there is the Super Pershing. So he is coming a bit more ballsy. Can we put a shot through those viewfinders? Yes, we can. Very nice. 199. Changing to premium because I think I need it, and then of course I duff the next shot, which is typical. Try to use the turret armour. Oh, that shot fell low against this Super Pershing. He puts a 230 shot in me. Missed that one because he's pulled back again. Determined to get a shot on that viewfinder, and oh, just missed again. It's costing me a fortune, guys. Come on, hit the target. And that was a poorly aimed shot. I thought it was really shot what I was aiming at there. He's likewise duffed his shot, so he's on 70 health point. Can we finish him? Aim, bang. Nicely done. Fantastic. GG. So second class mastery this time. Duelist and fire for effect. We did 945 base XP, which was second on the team, 1199 damage and 3 kills, which is pretty reasonable. 19 shots fired, 12 connected and 8 penetrated for that 1199. Whoops. Got 833 assistance damage, which helped us considerably. 43,500 credits after costs, of which they were considerable because I fired quite a lot of premium, and that was just shy of 20,000. See, even firing premium still made a clear profit of 20,000. And even if we hadn't been firing premium, still would have, or even if we hadn't had a premium account, sorry, still would have made 5,500 even firing all that gold. It wasn't my first game of the day, but even with the premium, if that makes sense, we made 1,843 experience for the crew, which is very, very useful. So there you go. That's the Rudy. I think it's a mighty fine tank. It looks good. Love the camo. Love the colouring you get with it. These special Polish markers, the Rudy thing on the side. And where is it on the barrel here? Yeah, you can just make them out. There you go. Sort of 4 sets of hands, which I guess is one from each of the crew, but there's no dog print. Yeah, so really, really good fun tank to use, and you know, you get a doggy in it, so even better. So what's not to like about the Rudy? Yeah. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a like and maybe subscribe for more content, and I'll see you again soon. Enjoy your games, have fun, try not to take them too seriously, and yeah, have fun. See you soon.